Hello, welcome back to my channel, Life with Lita. And I just wanted to talk to you all about how I feel like I was infected with the coronavirus. So, this is my experience, and I'm also going to go into detail about how I dealt with my anxiety dealing with coronavirus, and also it hit really close to home. A couple people in my immediate family also was infected by this virus, and I just want to tell you about my thoughts and my opinions and my feelings about everything that's going on in this day and age. It's pretty much new to all of us. I am 29 years old, and never in a million years would I have ever thought that I would be living through something like this and going through something like this. I'm sorry if you all hear some noise in the background. I do have a 3-year-old, and she's over there watching YouTube. But pretty much, yeah, I wrote some things down too because I don't want to be rambling all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep it pretty short as I can. So I recently started noticing my anxiety as I started to get older. Again, I'm 29, so it's something that I never really paid that much attention to. But I did notice that I do get anxiety when I have a lot of things on my plate. When I have so I have my own business, and I also still work full time. So sometimes I'll have tastings. Oh, I have a vodka. So sometimes I'll have tastings in liquor stores for my vodka, and still having to work full time as well as being a full-time mom and just managing family life and other events with my friends and stuff like that. I always have a full schedule, and it's something that I really actually like doing. I enjoy having a lot on my plate, and sometimes people look at me like, girl, like you're doing too much, but it makes me feel accomplished. So that's where I started noticing my anxiety. Like once I have a whole lot of things going on, I just start getting miscombobulated and really stressed out and not really knowing how to handle that stress sometimes. But I really started noticing it heavily, like with everything that's going on right now with the coronavirus. And pretty much so let's just roll this in. So pretty much I would get like really stressed out and just feeling like, how do you feel? Like, I wouldn't say I would have anxiety attacks because I probably only had that once in my life, but I would just feel so super stressed out and get to the point where it's just like my attitude sometimes shows, and it just comes off wrong on people because I'm dealing with a lot of things at one time. But recently, I want to say I just had a baby in January for a family in Italy. I was a surrogate mom, and right after that, I had planned a trip with my friend for her 30th birthday to go to the DR. So we went to the DR, but before we went, I started noticing everything on social media. Like I started seeing videos about the coronavirus and what was going on in China at the time. And of course they were talking about it here, but like nobody was taking it seriously. So I started thinking like, okay, I'm seeing these videos. We don't really know what's going on. So let me just take my own little precautions before I go. I'm going to be traveling on an airplane. I know it's going to be a lot of people at the airport. So I decided to like get a face mask and like hand sanitizer and stuff like that to take with me on the airplane, which is something that I don't normally do. To be honest with you, I'm not even going to make it seem like I'm just this yes, I'm a clean person, but at the same time, I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, oh, everything I touch puts hand sanitizer on your hands, you know, not until recently. So I actually took the initiative to make sure that I had these things before I got on the plane, before our trip. Again, we went to the DR in February. But for some weird reason, right before we went out of town, it has to be like maybe 2 weeks before we went out of town. I went out of town February 22nd. So it was 2 weeks before that. I had got really sick. Mind you, the common cold symptoms and stuff like that, that's normal for me. Like, I know how to deal with those things. Like, I might have a stuffy nose, a mild cough or something like that, and for maybe like a few days to a week, and then I'm fine. But this particular time, it was a little different for me because I had like a dry cough at night, and I started thinking that it was maybe my allergies, because I also have allergies. But this was in February, so I don't have those type of allergies symptoms until spring, summertime because of the pollen. So I was like coughing uncontrollably, but it wasn't to the point where I felt like I couldn't breathe. So it was like a manageable cough, but I still felt as though I needed some cough medicine for me to sleep because I couldn't sleep. I was coughing through the night. Mind you, the cough wasn't something that was abnormal to me. So that's not what made me feel like I had it. What made me feel like I had it was I started getting something that I never got before. I started getting cold sweats at night. So I'm assuming that it was a fever. Granted, I'm not a doctor. I don't really know the medical stuff, but I've never had cold sweats in my entire life when I've gotten sick, like ever. So this was strange for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm sweating like profuse, like so much, like just something that I never experienced. And I'm feeling like I can't move. I'm getting the chills. I'm in my bed next to my daughter and my boyfriend, of course. I'm like, I just don't feel right. So the first night it happened, whatever, I opened the window, try to cool myself down because I was drenched in sweat. So the next morning, I'm like, okay, I don't know what that was about. I was having headaches. The next night, the same thing happened. It happened at least 3 times. I'm just sweating, drenched in sweat. And so I called my mom. I was like, Mom, like, I've never sweated like this before at nighttime in my sleep. Like, this is really weird for me. But again, that's the only thing that really was out of abnormal for me that made me feel like, okay, maybe this is a different type of cold, because that's all I thought it was. I didn't think automatically, oh my gosh, this is the coronavirus. I just was like, okay, well, I'm just sick and I'll get over it eventually. And eventually I did. And it only lasted about a week. I was good. Then the week after, I went on my trip. Everything was fine. I had a ball. I had a really good time. And like I said, I had my, bless you, mama. Like I said, I had my face mask on the airplane at the airport. It was a bunch of people there. But one thing I noticed, that when I was on the plane and I had my face mask on, for some reason, when I was on the plane, I just could not stop. Like, it was just random coughs. Mind you, at this point, I was not sick anymore. So I'm just thinking, like, why do I keep coughing? And I know that everything is going on in the media, and I'm like, oh my gosh, people gonna think I got the coronavirus. Like, I just keep coughing, and I couldn't control it. I could not control it, like, literally. And I remember this vividly because I remember thinking, why do I keep coughing? I don't know. So when I stopped coughing, Sorry about that. That was my daughter. So, okay. Mind you, I'm on the plane. I'm thinking, why do I keep coughing? Then I stopped coughing and I started hearing other people coughing. I lie to you not. It had to be like 4 or 5 other people coughing nonstop. The entire plane ride. And it's like a 5-hour plane ride. So every now and again, I would start coughing nonstop, and then it would stop, and then I would hear 2, 3 other people in the front and the back of me coughing. And I'm just like, and I'm thinking in my head, because like I said, yeah, they've been talking about it in the media, but it has not really been like that really prevalent in the US yet. So in my mind, because like I said, I've been reading stuff about it, I've been hearing stuff about it. This is in February. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, what is going on? I was scared. So this happened on my way back from the DR. So I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't got the coronavirus. Like, I'm coughing. I don't know why I'm coughing. I got my face mask, my hand sanitizer on, and I'm still coughing. But after I came back home, after the flight, I was good. Like, I didn't cough anymore, didn't have any issues. But one of my close friends who was with me on the trip as well had got sick. She actually was sick for weeks after we had got back from the trip. But, you know, she said that the doctor said that she didn't have anything, but they did tell her to stay home from work, which didn't make sense to me, because if you don't have anything but you're sick and you wasn't tested, how do you get a doctor's note to stay home from work for whenever you feel like you want to go back to work, is what they told her. But that's not my business. You know, I'm only going to speak on myself, my experiences, what I feel is going on, and how I feel like the situation has affected my life, not no one else's. So that's why I felt like I had the coronavirus. It's so funny because my brother told me that he felt like he had it too around the same time, January, February. And he said his was really, really bad. Like, he was so sick. He was down and out to the point where he told his girlfriend that if he don't get better, that she would have to take him to the hospital. So both of our cases, we weren't tested. We got over it, and it wasn't nothing that almost killed us. So that being said, March comes, okay? And this is when it's being broadcasted all over the news, nonstop. So at this point, I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm thinking in my head, it's not that serious. Like, they're being dramatic. The media is over dramatizing the situation, and they're doing a scare tactic to make people scared. Like, I didn't know what was going on, but I just felt like that the government was behind it. And honestly, I still feel that way. But we're not going to go into that. So what started giving me anxiety and what made me have a panic attack is when I started thinking to myself, okay, they're talking about this continuously, nonstop, on the radio, on the news outlets, on social media, everywhere. So let me just go prepare myself. So I went to Walmart. Everything was gone, wiped out. There was no hand sanitizer anywhere. I went to Target, gone. Staples, gone. Every place that you can think of. I started trying to order it online, gone. So at this point, I think that my reaction was a little delayed because I wasn't sure what to believe. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna be cautious, but I don't want to scare myself. And then continuing to listen to the news and the radio, I started to scare myself. I put myself in a panic. Like, when I realized that I wasn't able to find the stuff that I wanted to find, the stuff that I was looking for, I started going crazy to the point where my mind was racing. I couldn't sleep. All I was thinking about was, oh my gosh, people are buying up everything. I can't get no hand sanitizer. Like, I can't get no tissue. I can't get any disinfectant wipes. How am I going to protect myself and my family from this thing? Like, the fear is what caused my anxiety and what made me panic and what made me not know what to do. The fear of not knowing the outcome of what was about to happen is what caused me to go into this like crazy manic mode. All I'm gonna say is I was so scared, y'all. Like, I was scared. I did not know what to do. I started having like these crazy dreams. Like, I was literally driving myself crazy. I was thinking, how am I gonna protect my family? Like, what if we're not able to buy food? What if we're not able to buy water? Like, what if we're not able to protect ourselves from this virus, this thing? I started thinking maybe I need to purchase a gun. Like, what if people are gonna start going crazy and breaking into my home and breaking into homes to steal things that they need? I just didn't know what was going on, and it didn't help that the media and the news were constantly pounding this thing into us and constantly putting this fear into us and making us scared. I blame it on the media. I do. Because at the end of the day, we don't know anything about this virus. We don't know how serious it is or we do know that it's killed people, but like everybody said, the flu kills people every day. It's just a matter of if you're healthy or not. And if we really want to talk about something, we really want to have the discussion about the racial disparities and how it's killing and a lot of people in the African American community. And I feel as though that's based off of health. A lot of people aren't healthy. A lot of people in the Black community don't exercise, don't eat healthy, have high blood pressure, diabetes, everything you can name of. And not only that, the fact that we're still discriminated against under the curtains and people want to make it seem like, oh, you all have a fair chance too. That's a lie. There's still things going on, but we're not going to go into that as well. But I had firsthand the experience that happened to my close family in regards to just being able to get a test, just being able to get tested. They had to go through hoops and everything to just get a test. So it just shows you that the numbers that they're even putting out there, they're not accurate. In some occasions, which I've had experience with as well, they're even just telling people that they have it without even having that accurate information. So what does that tell you? It's really crazy. But anyway, I really just wanted to talk about how this situation, the media, everything made me fearful, caused me to have anxiety, caused me to have a panic attack to the point where I'm like going at my boyfriend, arguing with him because I feel like he's not serious about the situation and he, Like, make sure you come in the house, wash your hands. You know, every day I'm disinfecting everything. Oh, I found some disinfectant wipes at Walgreens and some Lysol at Walgreens, because at that time people weren't going there. People didn't know to go there. So everybody was going to Walmart, Target, you know, the places. So it's like I was able to find a place that not a lot of people was going. Granted, it was expensive, but that's where I was able to find my Lysol and my disinfectant wipes. And I found some hand sanitizer and spray from like the vitamin dietary store or something like that. But they didn't really have any either. They had like 2 left, and I was able to buy that. But since then, and that was like the first week of March, I haven't, the hand sanitizer, the Lysol, the wipes, they have been off the shelves since then. It's been a month, almost going on 2 months. There hasn't been anything. The tissue has been gone, but I have been able to find tissues. But I just don't understand why everybody just went rushing out to the stores to purchase all this Lysol. I mean, I can't say I don't understand, because I was one of those people. But they said to wash your hands. Like, just wash your hands. Now, you got people trying to inject themselves and drink bleach and disinfectant because of what Trump said the other day. But yeah, I don't even know where else to go. What else to say in this video? Yeah, so the real anxiety started to kick in also after they placed the stay-at-home order. I live in Maryland, so I love my governor. I do. He seems very about the people, very intelligent, very smart. I just love him. But that's another reason why I started to get a little anxiety, but it needs some attention. I've been on quarantine since October because I was pregnant and I was in the house. I had got my contract ended for the job that I was working, and so I have been quarantined since October, to be honest. I was working this job and the contract had ended. So I pretty much decided to stay at home until I delivered the baby for the surrogate family that I was pregnant for. So I was kind of used to being home, but I was not expecting to be home even after I had the baby. So I think that's what really just worked my nerves, because I was just, the uncertainty of like not being able to control what's going on. And like I said, I have my own business, so I do tastings in liquor stores, and just thinking about the social distancing and how that would affect how I'm selling my alcohol. You know, it's a new alcohol to the industry, so it's not something that's just flying off the shelves. I have to be in the stores. I have to sell to people and sell myself and sell my brand. And I just knew that was just going to affect it. And I was just scared. I just didn't know what to do. And also, I was in the process of looking for another full-time job. And I'm thinking, okay, nobody's going to hire me right now. I'm going on interviews and the news is coming out about the coronavirus. And I'm supposed to be thinking about the interview, but I'm thinking about the coronavirus. Like, my mind was not where it was supposed to be. I had to tell myself, listen, relax, calm down. You can't control this. There's nothing that you can do to control it. And once I realized that there's nothing that I could do to control the situation, that's when I started to do things that I could control. And those things that I could control was just, I kept applying to jobs. I started doing things that made me happy. I love taking baths. I started taking baths. I had to write a schedule for myself. I had to keep myself occupied every single day. Staying in touch with my family, staying in touch with my family, staying in touch with my friends. And Rain, be quiet. I had to stay in touch with my family, staying in touch with my friends, playing games online. We had virtual happy hour with my friends. We had a virtual meeting with my family. And like I said, I had some people who ended up having the coronavirus, like that actually got tested and tested positive. And I couldn't even interact with my immediate family because of this. So, and I still really haven't, it's been 2 months, still really haven't been able to interact with my family. So this has really impacted a lot of people and a lot of people's lives. And like I said, I just been able to keep a sane structure, a sane headspace by just continue to do the things that I love to do. Even though every outside is not open, still trying to keep these relationships with the alcohol and the liquor stores that I have, still applying to jobs, still having interviews, video interviews, phone interviews, cleaning things. I cleaned my closet. I wasn't thinking about doing that for a long time, so, and it really needed cleaned. So that took me like a day. I just been cleaning every day. Cleaning every day. Trying to keep a schedule with my daughter because she's not in school. So just making sure that I'm trying to teach her every day as much as I can. And what else? Yeah. Trying to have fun at home, pretty much. You know, we watch movies, we watch Netflix, we watch The Tiger King, we watch Waco recently. That was really, 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 really good. Like, oh my gosh. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been drinking way more than I probably should, and that's gonna stop. But also just keeping up with working out and everything, making sure that I'm working out every day, not every day, but as much as possible, and making sure that every now and again when I want to look cute, get cute, you know, I did my hair myself. It needs to be done over, but you know, just trying to keep your spirits up. And oh, speaking of spirits, prayer, all of that helps and helped me to get over my anxiety and get over being panic and thinking about what's going on in the current world today, because it's crazy. It is. And like I said, I detached from the media, detached from social media, and I just stopped thinking about it. I just was like, I can't control it. It's nothing I can do. I can't control it. It's nothing I can do about it. And it is what it is at that point. So I kind of wanted this video to be a little more fun and like talk about all the fun things you can do while being stuck in the house. But obviously this is not a good time for me right now because my child is still up and it is midnight and I have to go. So it was nice talking to y'all. I'll see you again. Talk to you soon. Bye.